Today, I want to talk about trademark infringement. In particular, I want to talk about how Nike has infringed on Heineken's trademark with these shoes and on Tiffany and Company's trademark with these shoes over here. And I'm actually the perfect person to talk to you about this because not only did I build and curate the first ever sneaker museum, I'm also an attorney in California. So what exactly is a trademark? It's a word, a phrase, a symbol, or a design, or any combination thereof that helps a consumer identify and distinguish the source of goods. So what exactly does that mean? And before we talk about these shoes, I want to talk about chocolate peanut butter cups. And let's have a look at this pack right here. They're Reese's peanut butter cups. We're all familiar with them. And then this pack right here of Justin's peanut butter cups. So the Reese's peanut butter cups are the most popular. We've all bought them at some point in our life, and we're very comfortable and familiar with what a Reese's peanut butter cup looks like, feels like, and tastes like. And the big thing about a trademark is that it rewards the innovator of a product by giving them the exclusive right to sell that. So only Reese's can sell a Reese's peanut butter cup. And even though Justin's peanut butter cups may be made with better chocolate and organic peanut butter, they cannot sell a Justin's peanut butter cup that looks like a Reese's peanut butter cup because they'd probably sell more because more people are buying these than are buying these. But this company is protected. The innovation is protected and it's given only to the inventor of the Reese's peanut butter cups. So let's have a look at these shoes and talk about what that means. And I want to start over here with a pair of 2003 Dunk SBs. Then we have 2004 Dunk Highs. We'll then talk about 2005 Dunk SBs and then 2006 Dunk Lows. So we've got 4 consecutive years of very dope dunks. And we're going to start here with the Heineken. And when I look at this shoe, I will never ever forget what the Nike executives did when they walked into the beer exhibit. They saw this shoe, the Newcastle PBR inspired shoes, Tecate inspired shoes, all these different Nikes with beers next to them. And Eric Sprunk, the COO of Nike, picked up a pair of Dunks, dropped them back down on the shelf, and he's like, man, we've written a lot of big checks for these shoes. And what he meant is that Nike does not pay for the rights to use the Heineken logo on this shoe, or the Tecate design on that shoe, or the Guinness design on that shoe, or the PBR design on the Zoom Angus. And the list goes on and on. And so when this shoe came out in 2003, it was the second year of Nike SB, and these shoes flew off the shelves. And the people at Heineken were pissed. They actually sued Nike, and for a long, long time, you couldn't even go on eBay and search for a Heineken dunk or a Heine dunk because Heineken would complain to eBay about the use of the Heineken trademark on eBay for shoes that they didn't even create. So Heineken was very, very upset, and for a while, sneakerheads had to call these things the Red Stars. And of course, the Red Star is referring to the red star on the heel, which is the infamous Red Star from Heineken beer, which, by the way, is like 150 years old. And Nike's only just over 40 years old. So kind of what they do is go around and take inspiration from iconic things throughout the world, and they don't always pay for the rights to do that. And this was a huge example of the company that owned the trademark got really, really upset with Nike. And Nike actually recalled the Zoom Angus that are Pabst Blue Ribbon inspired out of fear that PBR would sue them just like Heineken did. But in true Nike arrogant fashion, a year later in 2004, Nike released these Dunk Highs, and they're known as the Un-Heineken. They don't have the star on the side, but they're the same exact colors as what's on the Heineken Dunk. If you look on both boxes, it's going to say classic green, varsity red, white, and black. And the colorways have been inverted on the shoes, but the Un-Heineken was sort of like Nike smearing in Heineken's face like, you can't stop us. We used you last year for an SB, we're going to use you again. And guess what? This Dunk High was a Euro exclusive, which is smashing it even more in the face of Heineken, which is a Holland-based beer. So it's like they're going to only sell the shoe in that particular country. And by the way, in Europe, the trademark and intellectual property laws are very different than they are in the United States. Let's move on over here and talk about these super dope Dunk SBs. They came out in 2005 and they're known as the Tiffany Dunk. They were created by Nick at Diamond Supply Company and they're very, very cool shoes. These things flew off the shelves as soon as they were released and they were nicknamed the Tiffany. And the reason why is because the colorway on the upper of the shoes is the iconic Tiffany color, and that is actually a trademarked color that can only be used by Tiffany. And Tiffany is an even older and more respected company than Heineken. But what does Nike care? You know, they got to sell shoes and they want to make shoes that are inspired by things that we all know and love. So of course you're going to have a diamond on the tongue here. The shoe's going to be in that exclusive Tiffany colorway, which by the way is produced by Pantone, and you may know that name because of the whole Air Jordan lineup of similarly colored Tiffany exclusive Air Jordans that are just samples. They sell for like $3,000 and up. If you've never heard of them before, go on Google and search for Air Jordan Pantone, Pantone. So anyway, Nike used the colorway on this shoe and also this crocodile print. Very, very cool crocodile upper with the silver swoosh. These shoes are worth almost $1,000 now, as are the Heinekens, especially in good sizes. The un-Heinekens are only worth a couple $100s. So these shoes flew off the shelves. I don't know whether Tiffany was as upset as Heineken was, but a year later, Nike did the same thing and they released the Un-Tiffany. It's very common for Nike to release a colorway and then do the reverse of the colorway if it's a very popular color. So this shoe was actually an Asia exclusive. The croc has been inverted, the blue has been a little bit inverted. Actually, the colorway on this box is aqua chrome, and over here they're calling the shade of blue turquoise, so they're not exactly the same shade of blue, but sneakerheads know this as the Un-Tiffany, just like we know this as the Tiffany. And like I said, these are worth about $1,000, but the Un-Tiffany edition is only worth $200. I love all of these shoes. They made for absolutely incredible exhibits in the ShoeZeum, and I don't know what else to say except some of these dunks from back in the day are super duper sick.